Good morning, friends. I am Carol O'Connell, and this is Soul Talk. Our Soul Talk conversation today is about the Ascension process. And yes, you and I are on the Ascension process. What that simply means is that we are purposely, consciously lifting our vibration, lifting our consciousness, lifting our frequency to a higher vibration, a higher frequency. And when we do that, and we do it consistently, that's the word, we do it consistently, and we do it consciously, as we lift our vibration, we move ourselves from the density of the third dimensional planet, where we have incarnated by choice, and we lift ourselves still in the physical realm, but we lift ourselves into another dimension, into the fourth and the fifth dimension of reality. And what that simply means is that we see and perceive life differently. We experience life differently. We allow life to move through us in a different form, in a different vibration, in a different frequency. We are multidimensional beings, always have been, always will be, which means that we are not just physical entities, we are multidimensional entities. And we have lived in this physical vehicle, and it's been a fabulous experience, and we're continuing to have that wonderful experience in the physical body. And yet, while we're here in a physical body, we are now lifting ourselves and living out of a higher multidimension, a higher dimension of life experience. We're on the fourth or the fifth dimension. So, how do we do that? How does it change our life? What happens? What can we do to maybe help ourselves along in that experience? Well, one piece of it, this is just one piece, but it's an important piece. One piece is to surrender. Surrender. You know, the meaning of surrender is to melt into that which is greater than you are. To melt into that which is greater than you are. So you're surrendering to divine wisdom. You're surrendering into the higher divine intelligence, the quantum field of all possibilities. When you are willing to surrender, it means that you give up attachments to how you, from a human perspective, believe the outcome should be. As Wayne Dyer says, you begin with the end in mind, and you don't get attached to what it is that you want. You see yourself in a certain place or a certain thing or a certain experience or a certain feeling, and you feel it and you allow it to come, but you don't get attached to it. Because when you become attached to any outcome, then you have taken over the reins from your human perspective, from your mental energy. You have taken over the reins of how it should work. And that does work. It may not always be your highest and most perfect outcome, but it does work. You set a goal and you make it happen. But what I've discovered so dramatically, most recently, is that when I get out of my own way and I let go of the attachment to the outcome that I totally believe should happen, and I allow the universe to handle the details. I know the universe has my back. I know that God has a plan. I know that when I let go and I allow and surrender into the quantum field of all possibilities, magical things happen. things I couldn't have designed, things I never could have even imagined begin to come into my life. And that is the way we want to live. That is the secret to manifesting the highest and most loving outcomes in every area of your life. So remember this one thing today is give up attachments to the outcome and surrender. Surrender into the quantum field of all possibilities. Surrender into divine wisdom and allow your good to come to you. That is Soul Talk for today. If you enjoyed this or received something from it, share it with your friends. It might support their ascension process. And we'll talk more about ascension in the weeks to come. In the meantime, remember, you are loved, you are appreciated, you are blessed beyond measure. Love you all.